Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about a culture that, based on surveys within our community, seems to be ill represented. That culture is Islamic or Muslim culture. Studying Islamic or Muslim culture as a counselor allows me to uphold multicultural competencies in a number of ways. The first way is that this allows me to possess the knowledge of the social impact that this culture has on these individuals, as well as how this may affect their counseling experience. Another way is that this helps me become aware of stereotypes and preconceived notions that I may have held towards a specific group of people. Finally, learning about culture and how it affects things like their personality formation, their help-seeking behaviors, and how I will approach these clients in their counseling experience allows me to uphold these competencies. The social structure of the Islamic community consists of everybody having equal rights, regardless of racial, national, or class distinctions. Some of the beliefs that Muslims hold are that God is the creator of all things, He is all-powerful and all-knowing. Another belief is the belief in angels, who are unseen beings who are sent to carry out God's orders throughout the universe. Another belief of the Muslim community is that God has created holy books or scripture that are used as guidance and are revealed to mankind through messengers or prophets. They also believe in the Day of Judgment, where those who have followed God's guidance are rewarded with paradise, and those who have rejected it are punished with hell. Another belief in the Muslim community is that everyone's life is preordained, and that believers should respond with good or bad situations with either thankfulness or patience, and that humans have the freedom of choice. Some of the values held in Islamic culture are kindness to people and animals, charity, forgiveness, respecting elders and parents, and controlling one's anger. There are many spoken languages in the Islamic community, but the main language that is spoken is Arabic. There are many educational, professional, and social issues facing the Muslim community. Some of the educational problems are socioeconomic disparities, language barriers, and social stigma. Some of the professional issues that Muslim communities face are racism, gender discrimination, and maintaining their cultural identity within the workplace. Some of the social struggles that Muslim culture faces are women's rights, stereotypes, and the lack of community support. There are a number of mental health risk factors that are common among the Muslim community. Some of these factors are language, culture shock, discrimination, and the pressure to maintain cultural identity. According to psychiatry.com, this means that Muslim Americans are more likely to develop disorders such as OCD, PTSD, and other anxiety and adjustment disorders. There are a few methods that Islamic culture uses in relation to seeking help for their mental health problems. The main focus as a counselor is to focus on the client's worldview, their acculturation, and their religious or spiritual assumptions, because doing so will allow us to understand the clients as an individual rather than making assumptions just based on their culture as a whole. Research has shown that Islamic culture does not respond well with pen and paper approaches, so religion is heavily weaved into this culture and their understanding of mental health. Psychological distress in Muslim culture is considered a punishment or a possession by evil spirits. There are a few common issues with public policy and advocacy for accessibility of mental health services within the Muslim culture. Some of these are lack of resources, lack of knowledge of resources, or stigma. In the Muslim community, a minor health issue such as depression and anxiety are not acknowledged as such. Mental stability is the prerequisite, however, in Muslim culture for things like prayer and marriage. As counselors, it's important to understand the different approaches and interventions that will help best fit the needs of the Muslim community. According to a survey performed by Ali et al., some of the participants wished for things such as raising mental health awareness, eliminating stigma, and providing easier access to mental health resources. As counselors, we can do things such as providing support groups and discussions for all ages. We can collaborate with other Muslim and faith-based mental health organizations, and we can make sure that we include a more culturally inclusive approach. We can do this by providing environments that are free of discrimination, racism, and stereotypes. It is also important as counselors to be informative of all pros and cons of treatment in relation to client identity. There are a number of strategies for advocating for the Muslim population that I can use as their counselor. One of these being that I could consult with Islamic leaders, organizations, or individuals. Another way of advocating is being conscious of my own stereotypes and perceptions of Muslim culture. I could attend local events that educate people of the culture. I could listen to my clients' needs and ensure their safety. And finally, I could also provide resources for my Muslim clients that could provide other support in different areas of their lives. There are a number of ways that I can advocate for my clients by eliminating barriers and reducing intentional and unintentional oppression and discrimination that fulfills my social justice role as a counselor. This means that I'm working to ensure that my marginalized populations, such as Muslim culture, are given equal access to services. I can do this by educating my clients on resources that they can use within the community. I can encourage clients to advocate for themselves. And lastly, I can actively gain experiences to learn more up-to-date information and current events within the Muslim culture.